Hey! Yes! And hello and welcome again to Howlin TV. How's everyone doing out there? How are we doing in lockdown? Are we still happy? Don't forget, we've only got, what was it my mate said? We've only got 29 claps left till Christmas. Isn't that fantastic? Now, I've got the best lineup ever. Okay, last week was the bee's knees. This week, the bee's knees and the ankles. Let's not talk about the ankles. My wife's probably going to get upset by that comment. But it's going to be fantastic. I've got some great friends that I'm going to invite onto the show. Now, my first guest, I will say, was a massive star on Britain's Got Talent. He blew the audiences away. He has got the voice, what Vegas dies to hear every single weekend. I'm not going to waste any more of your time. He's my mate, and I love him to bits. Check Wayne Woodward.
Everybody finds somebody someplace. There's no telling where love may appear. Something in my heart keeps saying my someplace is here. Cheers, guys.
Wow! Wayne, I want to stand up. If I stand up and applaud you, you don't get to see anything. So I just... How are you, pal?
I'm good, man. How are you?
Do you know what? Living the dream, son. Living the dream. Every week, living the dream.
For a long time.
Bless you. How you keeping?
I had hair in them videos, Kev. I've done the old COVID trim.
Yeah, and do you know what? Can I ask, how did that start, and who started it? Who finished that haircut?
Well, the missus tried to give me a bit of a haircut, and it didn't go quite to plan, so I had to finish off the rest.
Stupid boy. Stupid boy. Why would you even allow?
I was going to wear a hat.
Listen, you look great, son. You look great, and it'll grow quickly. So what have you been up to, mate? I've been seeing some videos of you. Gary Barlow video was fantastic.
It's quality. You know, I see him putting up these crooner session things online, and it was just as simple as emailing him. I emailed him, and he got back to me with a couple of songs that he wanted to do. One of them was Everybody Loves Somebody, and it was one of my favorites, so I said we'll do that. And who else? Dean Martin's daughter, Dina Martin, emailed me. Dina Martin, Dean Martin's daughter.
That's original.
He weren't very creative, obviously.
Yeah, obviously.
But she emailed me and just said, I've been watching your videos. I've done a couple of covers of his, and she says, I've been watching your videos and I'm really impressed. And that was amazing. I was blubbing when I got the email.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, you wouldn't. I mean, how often does Dean Martin's daughter email someone? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I couldn't believe it. I put it everywhere on Facebook and Instagram. You can see that I've screenshotted it, and I couldn't believe it. So I'm going to try and pester her for a little gig when we're at a lockdown.
Absolutely. Definitely. And so, talking of gigs, when was your last gig?
I mean, my last gig was, to be fair, my last gig was actually, a pub probably should have been shut. And it was an opening of a brand new sort of pub in wherever it was, somewhere on sea. And I said that I'd do the opening for him. And it was only a small gig, but and it was very crowded. So I think everyone's quite lucky to walk away from it, really. But
tell me about it. Yeah,
I'm dying to get back to work. I'm absolutely dying to. I mean, I'm doing videos every day and doing covers. I bought a piano behind me because I'm going to learn off of you.
Absolutely.
So I've been picking up the piano and the guitar, and I'm trying to write some new music. So it's actually been a blessing in disguise, really, because I'm learning a hell of a lot more songs, and I'm writing songs. So I've got another album coming after lockdown, and it's helped me actually, really.
A lot of people have said that. A lot of people have said how the lockdown has kind of created some like creative juices in their head. They've started really like trying different things and trying to make, I suppose, different talents work in their lives. I mean, I've been doing a hell of a lot of more cooking. I mean, I've never done that much cooking in my life. I'll be honest.
I've been cooking videos.
And they've been going all right, you know. They've been going all right. I haven't killed anyone yet in the family. No food poisoning. But
well, I've done a couple as well.
Have you?
I've done a couple of cooking videos. Go and have a look.
What did you cook? What did you cook?
I've done loads. I've done what did I do? I've done like a Nando's chicken for people that are missing Nando's.
Hold
Show
on.
them how to do.
No, wait, hold on. Nando's chicken. If you're cheating by putting the chicken, cooking it, and then adding some Nando's sauce, that ain't cooking.
No, man, I've done all the marinade, showing them how to do the marinade and putting them on the skewers and stuff. And what else did I do? I think I've done a moussaka. I've done a few things.
Nice, man. Nice. Well,
But
that's
people have been liking them. I mean, I only cook family meals, but I do all the cooking in the house. And I just cook for her and the kids. So, but people
and
tend
her.
to like it.
And so, what does she do in the house apart from ribbing your haircut?
Everything, mate. Everything.
Good answer, son. Good answer.
Everything. She's quality. I'm such a lucky boy.
God bless you, man. So
I am.
now, talking about lockdown, how's it been for you, mate, with the family and everything that's going on? How's it been for your psychology?
We really needed it, I think, just because I'm always working on the weekends. She's always working in the week. Just to have the kids together all the time, and you know, I'm always home, so I'm not in the studio. I'm not out working, gigging.
Yeah.
So we've been doing something with the boys every day. Fair enough. At the start, we was only allowed out for 20 minutes at the park, but it's just brought us together closer as a family. It was either going to go one way or the other. Let's face it.
Yeah, totally. What about homeschooling?
Yeah, homeschooling. I mean, the school has sent a load of stuff through for the boys. But then, you know, I was reading up about it a lot online, and a lot of people were saying don't turn your house into a school because they want to come home from school and feel like they're coming home to relax, and they don't want to, you know. But we have done a lot of things, but I haven't been going mad with it. It's not their fault we're in this, and I don't want to turn their house into a school, you know.
Okay.
But we have been sticking to some sort of regime. They've done a little bit here and there. They're learning every day anyway. They're kids, you know.
I get it.
And they're two very smart boys.
God bless you. Take after their granddad, maybe.
Not
Now,
no. They've been sitting down. I mean, I can't say she's been sitting them down and doing little bits, but not. You know, it's not school. It's never going to be school.
I suppose not. So, regarding, and I saw some videos. I want everyone to know about this because I think you've been an absolute champion. I really do, and I'm not just saying that, but you've been going out into your local street with the old speakers, the full whack PA and everything, and you've been doing concerts. Am I right? And what have you been doing?
Yeah.
And what have you been raising? What have you been doing? How have you been doing it?
Right. Well, I've been doing a video every day since being indoors, and lots of my social media platforms have started seeing me again because I've been a little bit quiet, just busy.
Okay.
And we've only just moved in here just after Christmas, so we don't really know anybody. At first, I was worried about upsetting the neighbours just practicing indoors. So getting to know the neighbours, and I've been wanting to get out there. The first clap that we ever done, I wanted to get out there and sing to everybody, but I didn't know how they're going to take it.
Right. Okay.
So, 2 Thursdays before VE Day, I said I'm going to do it. I'm going to do one this Thursday and one next Thursday on the run up to VE Day, and try and get everyone out on their driveways for VE Day and do a mini sort of street party. Everyone can have, I don't know, Victoria Sponge, whatever they like. And the first Thursday I done Somewhere Over the Rainbow. The second Thursday I done for the NHS, and the second Thursday I done We'll Meet Again. And then just said, you know, everybody come outside the front of your houses tomorrow. And before I knew it, people are knocking on the door saying we've cut the grass on the roundabout in the cul-de-sac, go and set up over there. And I was just singing to the whole road on VE Day. It was lovely.
Do you know what? That's fantastic. That really is. And not only that, but with all due respect, you are a fantastic performer that goes out and you do theatre tours, you do massive corporates. I know because, to be fair, we do a lot with you here at Howlin Entertainment. But to go into the middle of a street and do a concert where people have made the effort to cut the grass, that's saying something.
You know, no one's working at the minute. I'm not working at the minute. You know, everyone's, you know, going into savings or doing what they're doing. And I went out there completely for nothing, but it wasn't for nothing. People are knocking on my door the days after saying, we've never had anything like that on this road. There's people we wave hello to in the mornings that we've never had more than a 2-minute conversation with. And they said, you know, community has been gone. And community has been gone around my area, Sutton, Colshorten and surrounding areas. Obviously, Dad used to own a pub. So there used to be community a long, long time ago. And all of a sudden it just died. And they were saying you brought community back again. And it was just the best feeling in the world, you know?
Do you know what? That's great. And by the way, we've had a message from Bobo Robert saying, do you want your kids to follow in your footsteps?
Well, I do, yeah. I'd love my boy to sing, and I try and push him to sing. He's not great, but I wasn't great either. You're not born with it, so I'm going to keep, you know.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. You're born with it, son. I reckon you're the love child of Frank Sinatra. I do.
No, I could show you some videos of a younger me trying to hit them notes that I do now. It wasn't happening. But you know, I'll push them. I won't push them into anything they don't want to do. But you know, we're always singing and dancing in the house anyway. So I think my boy thinks he's going to be a singing policeman. So I'm happy with that.
That's it, yeah. It's a singing policeman. Well, it's a laughing policeman, isn't it? But oh, that's great. That's absolutely great. And quick question before we go on to our next guest. What do you reckon the future's got for you at the moment this year? I mean, how do you reckon it's going to pan out for you?
It's so hard to tell. I mean, it's either going to be, you know, quiet going back to work because people don't know our people, or it's going to be really, really busy and go.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's going to be hit or miss. But then, you know, we've had a lot of time to rethink and readapt, and we've got a lot of, you know, business ideas. We're writing an album, and you know, so we've got a lot to work on.
Yeah.
In the meantime, but you know, it's been good. I've been enjoying it. I can't say I haven't enjoyed lockdown.
God bless you. Well, that's lovely to hear. That really is lovely to hear. Now, Wayne, will you stay there? Do not go outside. Do not perform to anyone for another 45 minutes. Just wait there, because I'm going to come back to you. We've got a little bit of a quiz at the end that I want to get you involved with as well. So can you wait there for me, mate?
I'll hang about.
God bless you. Let's move on to our next guest. Thanks. Cheers, Wayne. Right now, our next guest was also a BGT performer, and he was on the same year that I was on. He's an absolute star. Now, I've known this guy, honestly, it must be 2 decades I've known this guy. He has been there. He's done it. He's grafted. He's gone from holiday camps through to the biggest arena theatres ever. And he's a wonderful human being. I don't know how to put it to you. He's so talented, and he's one of my mates. And you've seen him on Britain's Got Talent in 2010. Check this out, Mr. Paul Burling. It's taken you 10 years and you've got hair.
I know, because the hairdressers are all shut, mate. Do you know what I mean? And I think my computer might have a virus, so you can't be too careful.
No, you can't be too careful. You honestly look like the freakiest doctor on the planet.
Ta-da! Here he is. Hello.
How you been, Mr. Burling?
I'm very well, Kev, and we're all right. We're just going a bit stir crazy, but we're all right, bro. We're good. We're good.
So how you been keeping? How's it all been happening for you? Am I right? You're in Bristol, yes?
Yes, well, yes, we're in Bristol, darlings. It's all very lush, because I know the lingo now. Yeah, we're down in Bristol, and it's all lovely and sunny, which is good, which is the weather helps.
One of your ears is shining, the other one isn't. Every time you move to it, there you go. Hey, there you are.
Sorry, mate, it's just the sun coming through the far end of the mansion, mate. That's what it is.
The east wing.
In the east. All right, what's going on? Spotlight. Hi. Yeah, sorry about that, folks. I'll just move a bit closer. Hello. I'll go that way. Thank you.
That's it. That's perfect. So, so you've been in lockdown like everyone else?
With my nasal hairs, dear. Yes, my nasal hairs. Yeah, we're all right, mate.
One of those interviews, isn't it?
What? Well, anyway, we got so I'm here with my lovely wife Leah, who who used to teach at college actually many years ago, and we're good, mate. We're sort of plodding through like everybody else, and keeping our fingers crossed and getting back to make people smile. That's what we're trying to do, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And while that's been going on, I suppose during lockdown, you've been basically at home. You haven't had any gigs or anything come through. Nothing.
Of course not. I mean, last gig was just before the lockdown, so I was in West Wales to about 16 people, and because obviously it was all sort of coming through at the time, you know. But I had some great gigs and stuff. It is what it is, you know what I mean? You know itself. It's you got to do what you got to do, and so that's obviously stopped. And then, but also I've been doing my videos from Burling's bar, because in my conservatory and in the East Wing, we have a bar which is called Burling's Bar, which really took a lot of time to think of, at BB's, and I've been there doing something. I don't not like Wayne, because Wayne's great, lovely lad, as you know, he's a top lad. I can't sing really. Most people say they don't want me to, but I sort of been doing sort of videos every week on Thursday to make sure people clap for the carers, which is very, very important. But I've been doing it in different characters because I can't sing.
Well, come on, give us a couple. Which characters have you been doing?
All right, so the first one I did Uncle Albert. So make sure you clap for the carers. And then I did make sure you clap for the carers. Bit of Wallace. I can't do Gromit because he doesn't say nothing. And then I did a bit of Harry Hill, of course, and because people want me to do the Harry Hill. Yeah. And then I did Alan Carr, because looking back at that last clip from 10 years ago, I do feel Alan Carr has probably improved that little bit more, because he's on the telly more anyway. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And last Thursday I did it as me, because it was my birthday, thanks to the card. I did the special one because it's my birthday. Does that answer your question, bro? Are you still here?
That was someone just jumped out the window. That was that bad.
Well, I wasn't even say anything, bro. I mean, but yeah, 10 years ago, mate. I can't believe that, because one of my memories of doing Britain's Got Talent 10 years ago, mate.
10 years ago, mate.
And I remember, you know, the process, we went through the process the same year. And I didn't know, we went to the meeting in London to sort out stuff like you do. I obviously didn't know that you were in it. And I've known you for donkey's years, of course.
Yeah.
And because I'm not trying to blow smoke up your bottom. I said bottom.
Very polite.
Anyway, sugars, darlings. And when I saw you, I thought, that's it. Kev's going to win this because you are great. But we all know what sort of happened. But it was a great experience, and I did enjoy it only because it went well. Because people say to me, "Oh, did you?"
Well, you did. With all due respect, you did better than me, because I got pulled out in the semis, but you went through to the finals, and then you got to do your own TV show on Christmas. Was it Day or Christmas Eve?
That was they showed it twice on ITV1, which is crazy, isn't it? Go on.
Absolutely.
22nd of December they showed it. They showed it now. It's Paul Burling, which I never saw coming, mate. You know me, mate. I'm too daft or whatever it is, or humble to think about it. And it was a great experience. Hard work, but then you've got to have the hard work to get there in the first place, as you said before. So did that, and then they showed it again on New Year's Eve. So it is what it is, you know.
What better? I mean, that's insane,
mate. It was crazy. It was just crazy, mate. Just crazy times. But you have to go with it and work hard and make sure you do the best you can under the situation you've been put in, you know. Yeah,
absolutely. And then straight after that, I mean, for you had a career before BGT anyway.
Oh, God,
BGT was just a nice platform to elevate you to another level.
Chin. Cheers, everybody.
Oh, cheers. Which it did do, by the way, you know, and you did really well from it. And I know that you went on to do a lot of other work going around. But now, listen, you moved from BGT and you went straight into, touring, and you did your own TV show. And it's been going great for you. But, how do you think the business is changing for you and me, to be honest with you, in the variety world? How do you think it's changed over the last 10 years since we've been doing it?
Well, I think it's a continuous change all the time. I think, if I'm honest, audiences are, depends on where you're working, really. If you're doing things, still doing the holiday parks and theatres and stuff like that, you've got so many distractions nowadays with people on their phones. I'm sure you've done pantomime like I have, when somebody's sat there, paid their money to watch a pantomime, and they're watching their phone.
Totally. They pay like 40 quid to come and watch a show, and they're spending half their time looking at their phone.
Exactly. So, and the same, I think, on most places to work, really. I think, personally, I think that the business is getting, for comedy, for people like us, and it's harder because people are a little bit too precious about things, you know what I mean? Not that we're not homophobic or racist or anything like that, but people construe that a line or something like that. But anyway, positive side of it is, people do like live comedy now. I think, because like people like Michael McIntyre's doing like live, old shows, he really is, he's doing like big shows. Hello, Wembley. And he's doing things like that. And because Lee Evans was prior to that as well, of course, doing big stadiums and stuff.
Correct.
The comedy clubs, I know you deal with the comedy clubs, and they seem to be. What I've heard through Vine is that it's sort of closing, which I used to enjoy doing comedy clubs because I think it gave somebody like myself to show a different audience something different. Do you know what I mean? So it gave me that.
Yeah, totally.
As you know, and because you've worked me doing them, and it gives somebody like me from maybe more of a variety background, if you like, to show people in comedy clubs that you can do comedy club.
Yeah. I agree. I think comedy clubs are a good release, aren't they?
Yeah, absolutely. And you have more, and you've got to do 20 minutes. And but it's like, and I love doing them. I did enjoy them because it gave you sort of freedom to do, and people were sort of just sitting there and enjoying it for what it was, And they're sat there, they paid their money to watch comedy, where in other places they paid their money to see a show and you're part of it, or you're on holiday park or whatever, and you're just part of it. And I'm not missing it because it's my bread and butter as well as everybody else. And I've loved it because that's how I started off as a coach back in the day in 1989. So it's a long time ago, mate. And I love what I do. I've told you this many times. We've had lots of chats over the years, mate. I totally love what I do. You'll never please everybody. That's just the nature of the beast. It's just the way it is. I don't proclaim to be the best impressionist in the world. I don't proclaim to be the best actor in the world. But I'm passionate about what I do. And if people enjoy it, if I put a smile on one person's face out of 200, then I've done my job, haven't I?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. But can I just tell you, on that note, do you actually go into a show like I do, right? And you're doing your stand-up, or you're doing your pantomime, or you're doing your show, no matter what you're doing, you always focus on that one person who isn't laughing.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, totally. And
it's not me when I'm watching you, mate.
And your entire mission is to try and get them to laugh.
Yeah, and also as well, when you talk with us acts, we do, for people that are watching, us acts do talk a lot to each other because we're all good mates. People don't realize that. Sometimes you only pass on motorways or on an aeroplane flying to wherever, not now, obviously, but you always, when you catch up and like this, when we talk and we get together, and I love it because I love all the stories, and we all got great stories in the business. We always say, what's your worst gig? You always remember the worst gig before you remember the best gig.
So tell me yours.
My worst gig, or there are too many. Have you
ever been booed off?
Sorry?
Have you ever been booed off?
I've been walked off to my own footsteps a few times, but I've also been paid off. And I mentioned this actually on BGT, I got paid off. It was at a conservative club in somewhere. Don't want to mention it just in case I go back. And you never know, do you, mate? You know what I mean?
No.
And you go on and you're doing stuff. I mean, this is years and years and years ago. And somebody's doing like music and stuff like that on tape. That's how long ago it was, right?
Wow.
And reel to reel, pencil, and all that. And they're just staring at me as if I got three heads. And I'm only doing what I do. I do impressions. I'm not a stand-up comedian. I don't stand up telling jokes. I do voices and I do comedy with the voices. Do you know what I mean? That's
yeah, exactly.
That's what I do.
Says it on the tin.
If somebody said to me, do a gig without doing impressions, it ain't going to happen. Anyway, so I'm there and I'm like, no, nothing, just nothing, right? And then the person doing my stand-up,
I love stories like this.
Right, the person doing my sound at the time come up to me and sort of sidled up to me on stage and went, I want you to come off.
They want you to come off.
Yeah. This is after like 15 minutes, right? They want you to come off. Not do the fools and horses. That always gets them, doesn't it? Because everybody knows, everybody loves a bit of fools and horses. How wrong was I? So there we go. So I sort of walked off to my own footsteps. Everybody like staring at me as if they want to kill me, which I find that really, I find that really hard. Look, I'm just there doing my job. If you don't like me, that's fine. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter. Do you know what I mean? I've not killed anyone. Do you know what I mean? I've not hurt anyone. I don't go out intentionally going out there to have a bad gig. I want to go out there and we'll have a good time. Like, no, when I've worked with you or any of the guys that on, you know, Howling and all that sort of stuff, we always go out to have a good time. Like we did the Talents of Britain. It didn't matter if there's 10 people or 10,000 people. We all wanted to go out there and have a great time, right? So, well, when people are actually abusive and horrible to you, that doesn't make sense.
I agree.
I agree. I'm not a horrible person. I'm a nice guy. Just because you don't like a footballer, right? A footballer, as an analogy, can go out and have a real stinker. Premier League, right? It could be anyone. Do you know what I mean? Can have a real stinker, right? But it doesn't make him a bad footballer, does it?
No, but people think they have the right to judge. So, you know,
everyone's a judge, mate. Everyone's a judge. But, you know, it is what it is, mate. And we all live and die by the sword. And we love, as long as we still love what we do.
Then there's no question.
At the moment, you know, I am like Wayne, you know, I want to get back out there. I just want to go out there and entertain, and I want to put some smiles on people's faces because that's what we all want to do. Do you know what I mean? That's all we want to do. And it's hard at the moment. I think we all have a good day like everybody else. Anybody in the world at the moment is having their good days and bad days. And I, you know, mental health and stuff like that. As you know, I've talked to you about it. I've had issues with depression and stuff. Let's not get too deep about it. It's not Kylie, you know, Jonathan James.
Well, Mental Health Awareness Week was last week, as you know. So,
exactly. So you know, we have to deal sometimes with things, and we all get a little bit down about things. You know, I think speaking to Wayne before, when I met him before, you know, after BGT and stuff like that, it's that, and it bang, it's just bang. You're put up there, and everybody knows.
I agree.
And it can kick you back in the teeth. But people don't see that. People just go, "Oh, you're that funny bloke." You can't be funny all the time. But you as long as you're passionate about what you do, and I still love what I do. I still love it.
Well, then that's the most important, Paul. Well, look, listen, Bobo just has asked you a question here. It says, can I ask, have you ever met any of the impressions that you've done face-to-face with the
Hello, Bobo. How you doing, mate? All right. Yeah, of course I have. The first one was Pasquale, actually. I was working on, this is 1989, my first year as an entertainer, doing a blue coating thing down in Warner's in Corton, near Lowestoft. You must know that one, mate.
I do, very well.
This is back when it was probably time before time forgot. And Joe Pasquale was a visiting act because he used to work there as a coach years before me.
That's right, he was, yeah.
Before he did New Faces and stuff. And so, you know what it's like, man, when you do voices, whatever, Joe comes and goes, "Hello, guys, how's it going, lads? All right, love, right?" And so there's always somebody goes, "He does an impression of you. That Paul, he do your impression of him." And of course, that's the most embarrassing thing. So, Bobo, your answer is Joe Pasquale. So it's like I'm the Pasquale off. He's going, "Hello, love, how's it going, my friend? Right, yes." And I'm like going, "Yes, Joe, how you doing, mate? It's nice to meet you, because it's a little bit embarrassing because I've got to do an impression of you in front of you, mate." Ooh. So, you know what I mean? So that was my first one, obviously.
Well done, mate. Well done, mate. Well, listen, stay on. Because we have to move on to our spotlight moment now. This is where we feature one of our celebrity friends or performers that have worked with Howlin Entertainment. And this week, it gives me so much pride to actually introduce you to a fantastic performer. We've got to get him live onto the show at some point. But he's a great performer and one of the best. Please enjoy the talents of Mr. Paul. Phil, I keep going Paul. See, you've affected me, Paul Belling. Phil Butler.
Let me tell you a little bit about myself. I'm very much into technology. Everyone seems to have a smartphone these days. Give me a cheer if you've got a smartphone. Android. iPhone? Yeah, everyone seems to have an iPhone. I've got an iPhone. I personally have the iPhone 4S. Because my career is on fire. I love the iPhone, though. It's amazing. It's got something on the iPhone. They call it Siri. It's like a personal assistant on your mobile phone. Hang on, it's asking for a code. 2385. There we go. No, I know that because it's the same as my bank number. Yeah, you can ask it any question, right? It just knows the answer. Check this out. You can do this. How far is the moon from the Earth? This thing's amazing.
The moon is 235,997 miles from the Earth.
Amazing, right? You can do maths. A little bit of maths. What is 157 times by 722? No need for a calculator.
157 times by 722 is 113,354.
Incredible. You can do the weather, right? The weather. Here we are. What is the weather like tonight? And it brings up a forecast.
Why don't you open a window?
You can Google stuff. For instance, you can do this. Google search Jerry Seinfeld. For instance.
Are you talking about the hugely successful comedian from the United States?
Yes. Here we are.
You mean the multi-award winning stand-up whose situation comedy, Seinfeld, made billions in syndication?
Yes. It will do it.
Do you know, I think his show is hilarious.
What?
I love it when he says, "Hello, Newman. Aha, 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 aha."
I tell you what. Google search Phil Butler. That's me, that is.
Who?
Phil Butler. Should do it now.
How do you spell that?
For Christ's sake. Butler. Should get it now.
Butler?
Here we go. Yes. All right.
Are you sure you wouldn't prefer me to Google a better comedian?
Cheeky little... You're funny. I mean, you know, come on.
You're not.
No, it is good though, like, because I can Google all the things I like. Hang on, wait. I didn't mean to do it then.
Things you like.
No, wait a second.
Searching the web for escorts in the area.
I never asked for that. Don't Google sex. There's people watching. I'm so sorry.
Googling sex with people watching.
No. That's dogging. I tell you what, I'm seriously not into dogging.
Searching for Phil's favourite dogging sites in the area.
I'll tell you what else it does, right? It knows... It's not far. Sorry. It knows what my girlfriend's name is, right, from a previous conversation. So I don't need to say, you know, text my girlfriend Carmen, right? I could just do this. Text my girlfriend. And it knows that it's Carmen.
Texting your girlfriend, Amanda.
It's not Amanda. Hang on, wait, it's not Amanda. Got that wrong.
Not Amanda? Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were sleeping with Amanda now.
That was just drinks. Text Carmen, not Amanda. Here we go.
Text Carmen about Amanda.
No. Look, if you don't get this right, I'm going to rip out your SIM card. I'm going to snap your battery. I'm going to throw you against the wall. What do you think about that? Eh? Huh?
The weather will be very nice tonight.
Bloody iPhone. I mean, you know, seriously.
Pervert.
Whoa!
What did you think of that? Honestly, he's brilliant. He's one of the funniest guys out there, and he works really, really hard. So massive compliments to you, Phil. God bless you, mate. You're an absolute star. Now, on to my third and final guest. I met this gentleman about 3-4 years ago in Peterborough at a charity event. And honestly, the moment I met him, we just clicked. He is funny. He is great. He's charming, and he's not as intelligent as me, I don't think, but he might be. Yes, the one and only Mr. Shaun Wallace.
How you doing? You know what? When I first met you, right, you did one of the funniest sets I've ever seen, and that's why you are just brilliant. And we've just been friends ever since. I remember that day. I never laughed so hard in my entire life. Honestly, you were that brilliant. Honestly,
bless you. Do you know?
You're playing some Armenian character. Oh, this.
That's right. Yeah. But do you know what I remember as well? It was the following year after we'd met that year, and we had a really good giggle with each other, and it was a good laugh. The following year, we did that. It was the chase in the eggheads against the celebrities, and we could like get a donation and have an egghead or a chaser at our table to answer the questions. And I'll never forget this. One of the questions was about Charles Aznavour. And you asked the question, and then you looked at me and went, probably the only person in the room that will know the answer is Kev. And I'm not joking, I knew the answer, but it was funny because the egghead at our table said a completely different answer. And I was like, I think you're wrong. And I can't believe I challenged that egghead and I got it right.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. Brilliant. How you doing, kid? Good to see you.
I'm all right. How are you keeping?
Good. I've been fantastic during lockdown. Obviously, it's been very difficult for everybody, and sadly, a couple of my friends have passed away due to COVID-19. But I'm not the only one who suffered that. But apart from that, I've been keeping myself healthy. I train 3 times a day. Get up in the morning, do guess what, Kev? I do 2,000 stomach crunches. I've got a bar.
2,000 stomach crunches
every morning. Yeah, every morning. So I do 1,000, then I go outside and lift the bar for about 100. Then I've got another rope which I do 50 in each arm, and I repeat that twice. Then at 11 o'clock I go and meet my trainer. We go to train in the park, and I do my final set in the evening. And guess what? It's about keeping yourself fit and healthy. I'm not advocating that everybody does what I do. I just do it because I love it. And the reason why I'm doing it is because on Tuesday, I'm going to be 60 years old. Yay!
Hold on a minute. You do 2,000 stomach crunches and you're 60.
Yeah, well, I'm not 60 yet. 60 on Tuesday.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you're an inspiration to anyone. Why are you training that much?
Because I'm making an investment for my old age. I want to be able to look after myself, when I'm about 80, 90, God spare my life if I live that long. And I think it's important that people do take responsibility. I'm not saying that everybody should be as mad as I am, but if you do something in order to actually help yourself, it will actually not only help you physically, but spiritually and mentally.
Do you know what? That's fantastic. That really is, because during the lockdown, and don't get me wrong, we've all had someone we know pass away. Even if it wasn't through the COVID virus, people have been dying whilst we've been in lockdown, which is to a certain degree, it is a natural thing as well as the virus thing. So, it's difficult to go, oh my God, but when someone close to you passes away and you can't even go to a funeral and you can't do that, that's quite depressing.
Yeah,
about 4 I suppose,
Yeah, but as you quite rightly say, sadly that, we're all born to die. We just don't know when we're going to go. And sometimes when you've got somebody close and you don't expect them to go, it's the unexpected nature of death, which is most heartbreaking. So, and that's what it is really. My mum's in a care home. I haven't seen her in 4 months, but, we keep in regular contact and she's fine. So, and she's going to be 90 in October. So, as long as she's
Wow. Well, she's getting, if that's the age ranges you're aiming for, you're going to be 100 and something before you kind of kick the bucket.
I don't know about that.
So tell all my audience, tell the people that are watching right now, how was it for you when you first started kind of getting into the chase? Because you've sent me the video and I've watched it. And how was it for you kind of getting into the chase? I mean,
let me just right. that's my autobiography, Chasing the Dream. But I might as well plug it. The way I got into quizzes, Kev, is because, you know, as a little boy, I love learning. So I used to watch programs like University Challenge, Mastermind, Winner Takes All with Jimmy Tarbuck, Blockbusters with Bob, Give Me a P. Holness.
Yeah, I remember that, yeah.
All those type of programs, you know, I used to love watching. But I knew what I wanted to be when I was a young boy. I wanted to be a lawyer at the age of 11. And one of the reasons I wrote the autobiography, because I want people to realise, I mean, Kev, okay, I'm a household name, but 20 years ago, I was Shaun who. So I never ever take fame for granted, right? And I'm very, very grateful for the fact that, you know, people watch The Chase. And if it wasn't for the public, the show wouldn't be a success. So whenever I get stopped in the street, I will always say to people, if they say, you know, can I take a photograph? I will always have to make time for them. Not because I have to, because I want to. And it's my way of saying thank you to the public for making me the person I am today.
Do you know what, though? And with all due respect, that is a very, what's the word I'm looking for? That's a very unique way of looking at someone in your position, because, you know, everyone's quite living the fast life now. You know, yeah, I'll do this, I'll do that, but I need to go. And there's a real attitude behind it. Whereas with you, you just kind of come on board and gone, yeah, you know, this is the reality. If it wasn't for the audience watching, I wouldn't be here today.
Yeah, exactly. You know, I am very, very privileged and fortunate to be in a position I am. And the one thing about me, Kev, is this: I'm today's news, I'm tomorrow's chip wrapper. So I think that comes with age and experience in terms of, you know, being grateful for where I am. But if it goes tomorrow, it goes. And I've had a great time. And, you know, I'm not the type of person who's going to be sort of spending his lifetime switching on the spotlight of fame again. If people get tired of watching The Dark Destroyer on The Chase. And, you know, that's just life. And the one thing I'm always conscious about, you know, I'm not going to live forever. And it's going to be a new fad. There's going to be a new person that the public is going to sort of endear themselves to. So I'm, you know, as long as the name Shaun Wallace lives forever, long after I've gone, that could be the greatest compliment people could pay me.
Do you know what? That's absolutely fantastic. And can I ask you, because I know people have asked me to ask you this question, who came up with the idea Dark Destroyer?
Well, what it was, I'm known as a legal eagle. When we first started out, and I know you know Bradley.
Yeah,
and Bradley's going to be 60 2 days after me. So, you know, we've got a double celebration coming up next week. And myself and Bradley, reason why we get on very, very well, because Bradley's a lad from Watford. I'm a lad from Wembley. And the one thing which I noticed about what Paul was talking about, what Wayne was talking about, what you were talking about, is this. You served your apprenticeship in terms of doing the hard yards, the working men's club, the blue coats. And
That's right.
the one thing I always say about talent is always make sure that you put your best talent on show, because you never know who's watching you. And there's loads of people who are talented who will never see the light of day. And, you know, same with Bradley. Bradley could basically turn around and say to you is this, right? He had to serve the hard yards. He done the apprenticeship. He gave up being a professional footballer because he wanted to be a comic. But at the right place at the right time, somebody saw that talent and said, you know what? I like you. And that's why I always say to people, you know, in the entertainment industry, people who sing, right, okay, you might think that you're knocking your head against a brick wall. I felt like that 20 years ago. But I got a break by winning Mastermind, and it opened a lot of doors. Now, I'm not saying that's going to happen to everybody, but the one thing I always say to people is this: always put your talent first, because you never know who's watching you.
Do you know what? Sorry, I was going to say, sorry, Shaun. I was going to say, do you know what? I think you're absolutely right. And Bradley said to me, because Bradley's he's a great advocate of my talent and what I've done in the past. You know, he's always encouraging me, come on, Kev, you could do better, mate. You could do better. And one of the things he said to me, which I thought was absolutely fantastic, when I did BGT, which Paul Burling did as well on the same year, when I left the show, I felt a little bit diminished within myself. And like Paul did as well, after he did the TV show, he felt a bit diminished. And I remember Bradley came up to me and he said, Kev, let me just tell you this. He said, no matter what happens in life, they can take away your money, your house, they can take your car away, they can even hurt you. They can even belittle you. They can shame you, and they can do whatever they want to do to make you feel this big. But they can never, ever take your talent away.
Exactly. And as I say, there are thousands of people in this country, probably in the planet, who have got everybody's got talent for something, right? And it depends on whether or not the particular mood of the public like that talent. Because if you do, guess what? You're going to get the platform in order to actually shine and basically display your talent. But not everybody can get that chance. And, it is a shame. If I had a magic wand, everybody would get the chance. But you know what? Guess what? We'd be saturated with millions of talent. Who would know who's the best in terms of their particular field? But I always say to this, right? No matter how talented you are, right, you still need that element of luck. Everybody does. I don't care who you are, right? You could be the richest successful man in the world in terms of business. You could be the best footballer in the world. But even the best footballer in the world had to have that little bit of luck to show that talent for something to say, you know what, guess what? I'm going to open the door for you to shine.
Yeah, I agree. And I think if you put yourself at the right place at the right time, massively wonderful things can happen to you. But if you don't, I know a lot of people though, Shaun, what you just said hits the nail on the head with a lot of my friends who they get opportunities and suddenly they've got an opportunity of a lifetime and they don't take it because they're either too worried, too scared, and they just recluse themselves. And I go, oh my God, why?
Yeah. Then why? Those are the people who should look at themselves and think, I had the opportunity and I didn't take it. Those are the people who should have regrets, right? The one thing you can never have a regret, even if you never actually see the light of fame, right? Not through the want of trying, didn't make you actually, see that light of fame. But you should always try, no matter how old you are, because you never know.
True. And one of the sayings that I love, I live by this saying, and I have done for many years, is you don't have to be a celebrity to be successful. You just have to work intelligently.
No, of course you don't. Of course you don't. Because the mere fact that, I'm in the public eye, that doesn't mean just because I'm in the public eye, because of the fact I'm on a popular show. But as I said to myself, I know there are plenty of people who are more talented than I am and probably will never see the light of day. But the one thing I will never ever do, and one thing I've never ever done, is cast an envious eye over what somebody else has, because that's going to eat you up. If you basically think, why can't I get what he's got? There are reasons, because you're not at the right place at the right time. Maybe when you were at the right place at the right time, the person who saw you didn't think he had what it took. So all those things, you just don't know. But never ever cast an envious eye over what somebody else has. Always be grateful for what you've got in terms of your talent. Yeah,
totally. And you know what? I categorically live by that. And I think that's a great way of looking at life as well. Because if you look at what happened in the past and go, oh, I never got it, so I'm never going to get it again, then you won't.
Yeah, but as I say, the one thing I'm conscious about, yes, it's wonderful where I am now, but 20 years ago, I was Shaun who. So I know, I'm not seduced by the trappings of fame. I'm not seduced by the trappings of celebrity. And at the end of the day, I'm a lawyer who happens to be on television, not the other way around. Because if the TV goes tomorrow, you know what? I'm still Shaun Wallace, the barrister.
And what kind of lawyering, if that's the word to use, do you do?
Yeah, I'm a criminal defense lawyer.
Are you really?
Yeah. So I do cases like murders, robberies.
Yeah, but that's really weird because you go into the courtroom and they go, "Oh, it's him, the Dark Destroyer."
But jurors are not interested in that because remember, just because I'm Shaun Wallace, Dark Destroyer, I can't change the evidence. I've got to work with what I've got. So I've got to use my talent, right? Just because Shaun Wallace, the Dark Destroyer, strolls into court, it doesn't mean to say automatically there's going to be a not guilty verdict. No, because I've got to actually work with the evidence I'm been presented with, and I've got to then use my talent to the best of my abilities.
Do you know what? That's amazing. That truly is amazing. Do you know what? You don't know someone. I mean, I know you, of course, but you don't know someone until you really kind of speak to them and understand where they are and what they're doing. And I think that's it. I mean, who would know? Who would know that you go in and do it? You're a defense lawyer and you sort out murders. I mean, that's just
the last big trial I did. There was a time when I wasn't on the chase for about a couple of weeks in February, and people were wondering, "Where's the Dark Destroyer?" Has he been sacked? Has he left? Has he died? Well, I was in the middle of a trial at the Old Bailey, and I was representing my client who was charged with a double attempted murder, double attempted firearms, double attempted grievous bodily harm. And guess what the verdict was? Not guilty. The jury at 9 days. And the trial overran. And the chase producers were wondering, Shaun, are you coming back? I said, look, I can't tell a judge, oh, by the way, can I go back to the chase now because of the fact that, the chase producers want to know where I am? I can't hurry up a jury when they're deliberating. They took 9 days to decide. So, I am grateful for what I do in terms of being on the chase. But, equally, if it wasn't for the law, I wouldn't be where I am today.
Fair play. And that's a really honest way of putting it, to be honest with you. Shaun, do you know what? It's been a joy talking to you, but please stay where you are right now. Oh, hold on. We've got one minute. You two should be on the NHS, as you have both inspired me with so much with your words. Do thank you. Oh, bless you, Bobo. God bless you, mate.
Thank you, Bobo. Thank you so much.
He's a great legend, Bobo himself, actually. Right, I'm going to bring on the other guests now. We've got Paul and we've got Wayne. Where are you guys? There we are. It's good to have you back on. Thank you. Thank you. Now, every week we do a competition. And this week we thought we'd change it up because, let's face it, hands down, Shaun will win any question we ask, okay? So we thought we'd shake it up a bit and make it equal.
Yeah, you've got to shake it up a bit.
Yeah, exactly.
Give us a chance, guys. Do you know what I mean?
So we've done something different. What I've done is, you won't see it, but I've got a piano right here, okay, right here. And I'm going to play 5 tracks, okay, from a very famous TV show, okay? And you guys have to guess what it is. And the first person to answer gets the point. Okay, now people at home watching right now as well, you get the chance as well. But you got to let me know which one you think.
Yeah, Wayne's got an advantage, don't he? Wayne's a brilliant singer. Hey, he knows all the songs, doesn't he?
Yeah. He's an old song. Some of them are. But,
whoa.
You're probably going to play the Game of Thrones or something like that, or Paw Patrol. Who watches those type of programs? Come on, Kev.
Shaun, it's the first time I've met you. Can I just say, I want to have your babies. You're a lovely man.
Kevin,
right, there was a couple of things, Shaun.
I used to watch programs like Emergency Ward 10 and Crossroads.
Hold on. These are old. These are old. So Wayne might have a problem with these, but I don't think
that's so, mate. I'm 9 years behind.
I think Al Johnson when the time's right.
Perfect. All right. Well, listen to the first one. This is the first one from a very famous TV show. Tell me what you think it is.
Have we got a buzzer?
You're just the first person to come in with the answer.
All right, then. Right. Go on, then.
Here we go.
That's
Cheers.
So, Paul, you said
cheers.
Paul said cheers first. He did say it first. Okay.
All right, that's 1 point to Paul. Second one. Here we go.
A lot nicer on here than he is on the chase.
Here we go.
Yeah, that is.
Oh,
that is. Is that Murder She Wrote? Is that Murder She Wrote? Murder She Wrote?
No.
Can you do it again, please, Kev?
yeah. That's been in a few movies. I'm sure that's been in a few movies.
What's that again?
David Hasselhoff.
Okay, any of the viewers watching now?
Night Rider.
Yes, it was.
Ah.
Yeah, Night Rider.
Burling. Get in.
Tom's got it right as well. Tom's got Night Rider. Okay, third one.
Right, that is.
Miami's coming in.
I know that one. No, it's not Miami Vice. It's
not far.
Oh, Miami's coming.
I know this one as well.
Listen.
Magnum PI.
Say again.
Magnum PI.
Yeah.
I thought
Jerry,
he was just
you've
trying to
got
be
that
a
as well.
chimpanzee.
Yeah, and Mark Williams.
When I'm a question master on when I do the questions, when I do the chase, obviously, can I be called the bald?
No,
Burling?
no, there's only one ball. There's only one ball.
No.
It's me.
Don't
Yeah.
jump on the bandwagon. Right. This one, I don't know if any of you are going to get, but let's see if some of the viewers watching will get it. Here we go.
Incredible Hulk. The Incredible Hulk.
That's exactly what it was.
4-0.
Hold on. Wayne's sitting there going, what is going on here?
I haven't got any of them.
Here we go. This one. Try and get this one.
That is Golden Girls.
Yeah! Yes.
I'll give you that one, Shaun. I'll give you that one, mate.
Yeah, Golden Girls.
Brilliant. So they were the ones. They were the ones. So I think we need to give Wayne one, don't we? Really, we need to give. Let's.
Yeah, let's win it. I don't want telly.
Wayne, what you should do? You should sing. Wayne, hum a theme tune that you know. You can get it.
I don't really watch telly. I mean,
oh, I'll do one for you, Wayne. I'll do one. Yeah, ready? What is it?
Hey.
Did he get it?
Hey!
He got it.
Can we put this on my website so I can say that I beat the Dark Destroyer?
You can if
No,
you
you're
want.
never going to get it, Paul. You might as well forget it. You might as well forget it. So now listen, well done. I think the winner today is Paul Burling, to be fair. Yeah, there he is. There he is. Well done, Paul. Well done. So look, I'm going to ask each and every one of you in turn. We'll start with Wayne, then Paul, then Shaun. I want you guys to leave a nice message and words of wisdom about the lockdown and how we stay positive during this time, because let's face it, we're all in the same boat. We're not going anywhere until we get released. So the truth of the matter is we just need to stay positive. And to be honest with you, all of you have been so much fun to interview and have a chit chat with. So Wayne, let's start with you. Give us some words of wisdom, mate, on what you think the viewers at home should do until the lockdown's lifted.
I think since lockdown, I think, like I said earlier, the community has come back. I think there's a lot more community. People are outside the front of their houses talking to the neighbours. You're walking past people and having conversations every day. And I think that should carry on way past lockdown. If you're standing in a queue 2 meters away from someone in M&S, chat to them. Don't be shy. Don't be embarrassed. Talk to people. Everyone needs to talk to one another, because sometimes it's just nice to be nice. And, you say one nice thing to someone every day, even if it's good morning to somebody, it makes you feel good and it makes you feel better. So it's nice to be nice. Everyone just talk to one another. Let's bring community back. And that's probably it. Thank you.
Wonderful. Paul.
Well, unlike Wayne, I don't do singing because I don't sing really. But I do a quiz. Me and my wife run a quiz in our little cul-de-sac where we live. And since then, people like Wayne said before, you say hello to and good morning to, are now like become really close friends. If we can spread that throughout the country and respect and love each other, then please, hold on tight. Things has to get better. It has to get better. Just love and hug everyone when we can. Yeah, I agree. I think that's absolutely important. And Mr. Motivational Speaker, Shaun Wallace, what do you think?
Motivational speaker, but the only thing I will say is this: we, as a nation, and indeed as a planet, have been walking through a very, very, very dark tunnel, and together we're going to emerge into the light. Wow. Such profound words. Absolutely. Thank guys. Listen.
If I said that, it wouldn't have been as good as that.
No, you wouldn't have. No, me neither, to be honest with you.
I'd have done the right twonk.
I can't thank you enough for joining me on Howlin TV this week. You guys have been an absolute inspiration. Everyone's loving it. I'm seeing all the messages over there saying so many wonderful things about you guys. Thank you so much. Honestly, stay successful, stay positive, like Shaun said. And I don't think I could do 2,000 crap. I couldn't do it. Couldn't do
Of course
2,000.
you could, son. Of course you could.
No, not in a million years. But stay safe, look after yourselves, and hopefully one day we'll all get back together and do this in a proper studio.
And we will. And we will.
We will.
Lots of love to every one of you. Thank you.
Lovely
Take
guys.
care, everyone. Now, back to me with Howlin TV. Now, next week, we are streaming it from a brand new Facebook page. If you would like to join Howlin TV, so it's the Howlin TV page, at Howlin TV. Join that page, the Facebook page, because we're going to be streaming it live on there from now on. So we've got a designated page solely to this program, and you can join us there for lots and lots of fun. There you go. It's on the screen right there. Howlin TV. There you go. So join us there. We love to hear from you again. See you again. Please share this program. Share it to everyone. Let's get it out there and let's make a difference to the world and bring some real smiles to people's faces. Stay safe. Look after yourselves and stay positive during lockdown. Lots of love. See you soon. Take care.